Welcome to the channel. Wanted to do a quick video talking about my portfolio performance in 2023 and what I intend to do in 2024. Now, this will just be my stocks and ETFs portfolio. I'm not talking about other things I'm invested in like real estate or crypto. Well, I don't have much crypto, or not a lot. Or other things that I'm invested in. This is solely focused on stocks and ETFs that I am invested in or I'm trading. So let's start with performance for 2023. Two ways to think about this, right? So I do have a long-term portfolio in M1 Finance. So link should be in the description if you want to track where I'm invested. 2023 was huge. Everyone who was invested made money. So did I, right? S&P returned, 25%, NASDAQ did 43%, and QQQ did 55%. That's a lot. I usually benchmark against the triple Qs because I do a lot of T triple Qs, which is a leveraged ETFs. And I like to use that as a benchmark to measure my performance. Okay, from my long-term portfolio perspective in M1 Finance, it made around 90%. Thank you, NVIDIA. NVIDIA is my largest position in the portfolio, especially due to the recent climb. It's now around 30% of my portfolio, which means that if you have NVIDIA, you're going to have solid gains. And I did. 90% is probably the best year for me in all of my investing career. Other stocks that I was invested in, or I am right now invested in, is Palo Alto, Microsoft, Google, and Apple. Okay, I entered 2023 with these 5 names plus Costco, McDonald's, Tesla, and United Health. Of course, Costco, McDonald's, and United Health kept me alive. I still did okay in 2022. I did lose some money, but it was not that bad because I think almost 35 to 40% was in Costco, UNH, and McDonald's. But in 2023, I wanted to gradually move out of those safer plays and get more into tech as and when weakness hit. And that's what I did. It worked out well. Regarding Tesla, I got rid of Tesla in summer of 2023. All this discussion about margin and them cutting cost and competition catching up. Didn't get a good feeling about Tesla anymore, so I no longer have Tesla. Again, pulled out of Tesla middle of summer 2023 and pushed my money into other core positions that I have in the portfolio. As I start 2024, I'm no longer into Costco, McDonald's, UNH, or Tesla. I only hold 5 positions: Palo Alto, cybersecurity, the theme; NVIDIA, it's been the king of my portfolio; Microsoft, Google, and Apple. Of course, AI is well covered between Microsoft, Google, and NVIDIA. And who knows, maybe Apple at some point. I don't have Amazon, Meta, or AMD for obvious reasons. I think I'm covered when it comes to Amazon by Microsoft and Apple. When it comes to Meta, I chose Google, and then of course I have NVIDIA to compensate for AMD. These are just my choices, but if you had Amazon, Meta, and AMD, they probably did great for you as well. Nothing wrong in those stocks as well. It's just that I decided to go with these others. Okay, so that is my long-term portfolio. It's in M1 Finance. You can check it out right here. Scan the QR code. It'll take you to my portfolio. Bulk of my trading, if you will, was in TQQQs. Now, you guys know I'm a huge fan of leverage ETFs. I did that for the longest time, buying the dips and buying more when it drops and selling when it hits a certain threshold. And that strategy in general works. Starting 2022, where this is when I was trying to find ways to invest in leverage ETFs, but still have a little bit more control in terms of making it safe, making it more predictable. And that's where I think I found a way to trade TQQQ using secured puts and covered calls. And I've been experimenting that for a while now. Almost middle of 2022, I started experimenting with it to try and understand what works best for me. And I think I've got the recipe, right? So all 2023, I did do TQQQs and traded in and out of it using secured puts and covered calls. How did I do? Well, it worked great. It made me, surprisingly, again, 91%. Huge deal. I've never made so much money. It was a pretty good year. I think for most of us, it was a pretty good year. But yeah, handsomely beating the S&P, which returned 25% for the year, and NASDAQ did 43% for the year. Hitting the 90s, not a bad deal. You could argue that I could have left the money in my long-term portfolio and made similar returns. But here's the deal. It's not every year that NASDAQ is going to hit 40% or NVIDIA is going to make you, triple digit, or it was up more than 200%. It's not going to happen every year. What I'm looking for is a more sustainable way of managing and getting income on a monthly basis. With TQQQ, I'm doing weeklies. Again, well, I've not talked about this, but yeah, I have a video on covered calls where I talk a little bit about secured puts as well. Take a look at that. Just search on my YouTube page, you'll find it. Between secured puts, mostly secured puts, because it gives me more flexibility than covered calls. It worked out well. That's what I've been doing, and it's working. For 2024, I don't expect to change much. Unless there are some crazy macro events and news or some economic unknowns that hit us, I don't expect to change my strategy. I am going to continue to focus on these 5 stocks for my long-term portfolio and continue trading TQQQs via secured puts and covered calls. That's it. That's where I am with my 2023 performance and my plan for 2024. Peace.